Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Black Link, here to bring you guys your weekly reset guide for the week of January 16th, 2018. Whole new year, whole new week, same old Destiny 2. Well, not really the same old. We've got a couple of things. First things first, you can see Faction Rally is beginning today. We know how it works. You go in, you play some content, you get some stuff, and you level up with your factions and whatnot. And also, don't worry, Story's still around. He's just, with the update and the hotfix and all that coming in. It was a little bit too late in the day, and he needed his beauty rest. So let's wish him some sweet dreams in the chat there. But alright, this week we've got our usual stuff, our usual weekly milestones. The flashpoint this week is going to be on Mercury, so you'll be able to complete your public events and defeat Cabal Conquerors and Vex Defenders on Mercury. Get out there, get that stuff done. Thankfully, you can just kill those high-value targets for stuff, because it takes quite a while for that public event to go back live. Of course, we've got our complete 3 heroic strikes, defeating the Leviathan Rage, your Nightfall this week, Call to Arms, Clan XP, all the stuff that gets you your usual powerful engrams. Let's go ahead and check out what the Nightfall this week is. This week we have got the Nightfall in the Pyramidion, a lot of people's favorite strike. You'll be able to seek vengeance against the Vex mine that corrupted Asher Mir's arm. Modifiers this week are going to be Torrent, where you have a boundless power that erupts from within. Your abilities are going to recharge much faster. And Time Warp 0 Hour. The mission timer cannot be extended. You have to choose your battles carefully. It's that wonderful time of month once again when we can go to our favorite factions, pledge to them, head out into the world completing content, whether it be lost sectors, public events, strikes, missions, or PvP, and earn rep with those factions that will lead us towards getting special faction-specific rewards. You guys know how this works. You head to one of the 3 main faction leaders, Arak Shalal with the Dead Orbit, Executor Hideo with the New Monarchy, or Lakshmi with the Future War Cult. You pledge to them, and then you go out and you play stuff in the game, and you earn rewards from them. And as you can see, with this new faction rally in Season 2, we've got new ornaments, new items, new weapons, and even some new accessories to dive into. So you just pick your favorite faction, you head on over, you pick up their loyalty token, and then you can start earning rewards. If you take a look at the engrams here, you can actually see the new armor ornaments for each set, and some of them look really good. I'm even kind of digging the Dead Orbit ornament here for Titans. If they all look this good, picking my faction this time around might actually be somewhat difficult. And of course, alongside those armor sets do come weapons that you'll be able to earn from the faction engrams as you level up with them. You'll be farming up some tokens out in the wilds of Destiny and trading those in for faction engrams. That will get you a chance at all of this armor and all of this gear. But if you were paying attention there, you'll notice something a little bit new. That's right, ghost shells, ships, and sparrows are now finally held within these faction engrams. This is something that was tied to Destiny 1. Way back in the day, you could earn special faction exclusive sparrows and ghosts and ships and whatnot, and that's finally made its way back into Destiny 2. This was one of my biggest complaints about the previous faction rallies. I love this kind of stuff being tied to just something you can grind towards. And I'm very happy that these new ships and sparrows and ghosts have finally made their way into the faction rally. Now, of course, this is a competition, and if your faction, the faction you choose, happens to win and be the faction that gets the most level ups, that is, the most tokens turned in by the end of it, you'll get a special reward. And for Dead Orbit, that is going to be the Hollow Earth Legendary Auto Rifle. This is a 720 RPM auto rifle. It's coming with Zen Moment, which is going to be great for a bullet hose like this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic for clearing down trash mobs. But if Dead Orbit happens to win and get the most support, you'll be able to pick that up if you've pledged to them for 1,000 Glimmer. Everybody else is going to have to pay 50k. Which means you need to get out there, pledge to the faction of your choice, and put in some real work to make sure you win over the other 2 choices. Number 2 of which is, of course, the Future War Cult. Up here with Lakshmi too, she's got some brand new stuff for us to look at as well, including a very snazzy looking auto rifle and an absolutely fantastic looking Titan ornament set. I mean, seriously, look at the War Simulator set for Titans. That should make your decision right there. Everybody who's got a Titan should be going for Future War Cult, because that just looks cool. You know, I'm taking away your choice. You have to go Future War Cult if you're a Titan. I mean, unless, of course, you were going to choose New Monarchy, in which case that's also fine. But just like before, you'll be able to turn in tokens that you earn in PvE and PvP for legendary engrams from these factions. That will of course give you a chance at all this armor and all of these weapons. And for some of the accessories, we've got the Wars to Come shell for Ghosts, which is kind of big, kind of neat looking. I like the whole white and blue sort of color scheme there. The ship is going to be called the Bone Grip. which you'll actually be able to get your hands on by pledging at least 3 times to the Future War Cult across 3 faction rallies. Same with the ships in both New Monarchy and the Dead Orbit. And finally, the Sparrow is the Truth Scraper, which looks pretty good. I might actually go grinding for this. You know, now there's actually something exclusive and not tied to an Eververse drop that I can go after. Feels real good. And of course, if the Future War Cult happens to win, you'll be getting your hands on the Doubt Legendary Auto Rifle. It is a 600 RPM auto rifle, meaning it's got an adaptive frame, and its perks are going to be Tactical Mag, that all 2 special high caliber rounds on a 600 RPM auto rifle, not too bad, and then Snapshot Sights, which is overall a pretty solid auto rifle. I would not be mad if the Future War Cult wound up taking the dub this time around and everybody got access to this. And as usual, if you pledge to Future War Cult, it'll only be 1,000 Glimmer. If you didn't, you gotta pay 50k. Alright, let's go take a look at the best of the factions, the New Monarchy. Here at the New Monarchy, we style ourselves after the excellence of execution, and you can see that on full display with the Sovereign Lion ornament, which will go over the normal New Monarchy set and make it a little bit more red and a little bit more regal. Look at the lion there. You're going to be seeing a lot of that on a lot of the New Monarchy stuff this time around. And I almost forgot to mention it. Along with this new faction rally, we're also getting at least 1 new shader to go along with each of the factions. Now, those shaders are basically going to accentuate the main colors of those factions even further. As you can see, you get super duper red with the New Monarchy Succession, which is cool, and it might even look pretty good on several of the weapons that are within Destiny 2. And while we haven't been lucky enough to see a lot of the new weapons within the Engram preview here, there are a few that have been added to the game. There's a New Monarchy Pulse Rifle, a new shotgun, sidearms and linear fusions for Dead Orbit, and at least I know a new shotgun for the Future War Cult. But take a look at the Leonine shell. This thing looks super duper cool. This is almost reason enough to pledge to the New Monarchy. This thing is going to go great with several shaders, including Callus's Selected. Take a look at this. Man, you can't look at that and tell me that doesn't look super good. That might be reason enough for me to just go all in on New Monarchy this time around. The ship is, of course, the Leonine Carrack. You'll be able to get this the same way you can with the other ships by pledging at least 3 times to New Monarchy, and then the Leonine Courser. I don't know if the New Monarchy weapons are going to be the best of the factions this time around, but I do know the accessories are definitely top tier. And finally, of course, if New Monarchy does happen to win, you will have a chance at getting the Lockwood 4. This is going to be a very unique auto rifle. It's a high impact frame auto rifle. There's very few of these in the game. You might remember the Half Dan D as being one of them. A lot of people swear by that gun. Well, this is going to be coming with ricochet rounds, appended magazine, alloy mag, and then finally high impact reserves, where rounds at the end of the magazine are going to deal more damage. A lot of people tell me the Half Dan D is kind of like a miniature sniper. I've got one, I don't really have much playtime with it, but this is going to be in that same class of weapon. And it might just be a worthwhile reward for all you loyal New Monarchy activists. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much going to be it for your quick gear guide for the first faction rally of Destiny 2 Season 2. I'm glad they've made a couple of changes. First off, this is going to be available to everybody. That was what the hotfix today was all about. So everybody who owns Destiny 2, whether or not you bought the DLC, you will be able to participate in this. So get out there, pledge to a faction, and get some loot. But there we go. That's pretty much going to be it for the weekly reset guide for the week of January 16th, 2018. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.